So let's talk about Skyrim Special Edition. As you can see from some of these screenshots above, there definitely have been a lot of improvements to the environmental visuals. But what I want to address in this video is the game worth it? Should you reinvest the $60 to jump back into Skyrim Special Edition? So I want to talk about a few things that I noticed while playing the game. You're going to notice, first off, the environments do look noticeably better. Now, mind you, I haven't played Skyrim for several years now, and I haven't played the PS3 for several years now, so it's kind of hard to think back as to what they really look like. I know there's plenty of videos out there of comparing the graphics. The environments are what jumped out to me. The effects, they definitely look better. And I didn't, as I was playing it, I didn't say, oh, this is a bad looking PS4 game. Now, when you get to the character models and the interaction with the characters, do they look substantially better than I remembered? Probably not. But it's not anything jarring that's going to take you out of the experience. It's just when compared to the visuals, to the snow effects, to the water effects, to things like that, the character models definitely are going to stand out more as being, quite not up to stuff with the rest of the visual upgrades. Other performance issues that I noticed while I was playing the game, and this is, something that really kind of stuck out to me the last time I played Skyrim was, and this is kind of a thing for a lot of Bethesda games, whenever you enter a room or enter a building, the load times were just kind of, almost taking you out of it a little bit. I realized with a game this big that it's something they had to do, particularly in the PS3 era. But I will say the load times are still there, but they're definitely shorter, and it's something that greatly improved my experience. Look, I had a great time with Skyrim the first time I played it, but when you can go in and out of rooms and it's just that quicker load time, it definitely makes the gameplay flow. You don't feel like you're sitting around waiting for a few seconds. It's a more quick experience, and it's definitely something that I noticed when I was playing the game for sure. Now, in terms of whether or not you should dive in for $60 to play a game that's several years old, it's a tough question to ask, or excuse me, tough question to answer. I love the original Skyrim, and I don't remember what else was out during that time frame, but I definitely didn't feel like I put enough time into it. I mean, I put plenty of hours into it, but just to kind of lose yourself in that world and just put a ton of hours. There was probably other games out at the time, so I always felt like I hadn't spent enough time with it. So it was an easy decision for me to kind of jump back in with some enhanced visuals, the DLC content, to experience this. Skyrim is a fantastic open world, just kind of do whatever you want RPG. Bethesda, you know what you're getting. You'll get some quirky glitches here or there, but overall it's a fine, fantastic game. So if you liked the original Skyrim and either didn't feel like you got your fill or want to jump back in, I'd certainly recommend jumping into the special edition. But if you played Skyrim a lot, did the DLC, this slightly better coating of paint is not something that I would recommend you spend $60 on.
I know I heard something.
If you really played it a lot, I can't wait for a price drop. It's essentially the same game with the DLC with a nicer coat of paint and a little performance enhancements. Now, obviously, the PS4 version apparently was busted like all get out, and I played on Xbox 360. But if you played it extensively, it's not, unless you're just dying to relive it. It's not something I'd advocate spending $60 on at this point.
There are few of us left unaffected by this curse. I don't think so.
The main thing that kind of stood out to me is some audio issues, which you'll see in this clip here.
I'm not sure what. Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind.
There were times where you just couldn't hear the audio because of other environmental stuff going on, and I messed with the settings, and there wasn't a tremendous amount of improvement. You'll hear a lot of times characters are talking over one another, and it's kind of difficult to hear. I don't know exactly what this guy that's hammering is staring at me for, but you know, there are some audio issues, but nothing game-breaking by any stretch. If you never played Skyrim and are into RPGs and are a fan of Bethesda, I highly encourage you to pick up this game. It's well worth the $60. If you're a newcomer to the experience or haven't dabbled in it much, Skyrim is a fantastic game. You can spend 100+ hours in this game. You know, I've kind of dived in. I've played for maybe 15-20 hours. I've barely scratched the surface of the main quest, because you just, you know, as in all these types of RPGs, you can wander off and do your own thing. I'm certainly interested to see how the story progresses, because I'd never finished it the first time I picked up the game. But the game is a fantastic work by Bethesda. If you're into RPGs, totally check it out. It's well worth your time for sure. On that note, as I was playing this game, it dawned on me this game looks just as good as Fallout 4, if not even better in some respects when it comes to the environment. I've actually experienced less glitches in this game than I did in Fallout 4. So, you know, every player's probably experience with the game is probably a little different, but I haven't had any major glitches other than some audio issues. Nothing that in any way took me out of the experience. So definitely check out Skyrim Special Edition if you either haven't played it or only scratched the surface. I can't recommend spending $60 on it if you've already saw a lot of what it had to be offered. I'd recommend waiting for a price drop, which I'm sure will be coming shortly. But overall, fantastic game. I'm loving it now just as much as I did back when it was originally released. So definitely check out Skyrim Special Edition. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I'm going to try to be posting more game related reviews and other items on my channel, along with some of the reactions to some of the blockbuster nerdorama movies that are releasing upcoming, particularly Star Wars and the other Marvel movies that are coming out. If you like what you saw, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. As always, I greatly appreciate the support, and I will see you next time.